Hi everyone, Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I am in the front garden today. I am actually in the center island today. This is the garden bed that we were not going to do anything with this year. When Michael Glassman came, the landscape designer who's my friend, he came to help me design my landscape. We have big, beautiful plans for this center island, including a dry creek bed and some pathways and some trees and a little gazebo. And I'm super excited about it, but there's just no way that we can do it this year. So we decided just not to do anything with the center island. We were going to leave it completely untouched this whole year. And you know, when you see untouched land and you have a whole bunch of flower seeds and you love cut flowers, what are you gonna do? So I decided to make this garden bed my cut flower garden for the season. Jason and I put in lines of drip irrigation, and I actually have sown a whole bunch of cut flowers in the center island already, and they're growing really well. They're like little seedlings right now. And so today what I need to do is I need to thin those seedlings for sure. I wanna make sure that all my seedlings have plenty of room and they're not competing for nutrients and space with their neighbors. So I definitely want to get that done in the center island today. And then the other things that I want to get done, I planted some corn around my propane tank just to kind of hide my propane tank. And I ran out of kernels, I ran out of seeds, so I ordered some more. They came in the mail, so I want to plant those up. And then the third thing that I want to do is I actually want to plant some more flowers. I went to Fanula's, I went to Cottage Gardens of Petaluma the other day, and she had these beautiful sunflowers and beautiful amaranth growing, and she gave me some, and so I want to plant those up. I think it's going to look absolutely gorgeous. So here's the space I'm working in today. This is the center island. I am standing right now on a berm. We kind of leveled out this whole area and we put all the extra soil into this mound right here that I'm standing on, and that is because this is the berm that gazebo is going to go on. Hopefully you guys can tell if I back up like that. So on the berm, I actually planted a bunch of pumpkins and they just shot up. They're so happy. So I have to go through and I have to thin those. And then over here around the propane tank, you can kind of see the swirls of land and sea compost. That's where I planted the corn, and they're starting to come up as well. But behind it, I didn't get a lot of seeds planted. I think I only got one row of seeds planted. So I definitely need to plant those today. And then coming over here, you can see my plants are starting to grow. They're starting to look good. I have some zinnias coming. I actually think I'm going to pick these today because I haven't pinched any of my zinnias. I am so bad at pinching flowers, simply because I don't like doing it. I want to see the blooms as soon as possible, and if you pinch it, it delays the blooms. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it too much because I'm sure I'll get around to pinching it. Like, for example, here's a beautiful zinnia right here that I did not pinch, and you can see I have a bloom growing up here, but I have beautiful branching down here. What I'm going to do is once this flower develops, then I'll go in and I'll cut right here, and that will encourage more branching. So I am technically pinching, but I'm just waiting until I have beautiful blooms so that I can enjoy those blooms. So I just can't bring myself to do it. Anyway, I have a rogue sunflower right there, which is very exciting, and I am going to leave it. And then over by Monty, I have a bunch of seedlings that I overseeded on purpose just to make sure that I had good germination. And now I need to go through and thin them because they're going to be competing for nutrients and space right there. And so I need to make sure that I at least have one that grows really, really well. So I'm going to be doing that. And then let me show you the plants that I got from Fanula. They're over here in my wagon. Okay, so I'll put the pictures on the screen. So this is holiday sunflower. I think every single one that I pick from Fanula's is a branching sunflower. And she has really great descriptions when you're buying them. And I I don't remember. I know that the holiday one is a yellow one, and then this one is Rouge Royale. That was a beautiful burgundy one. Again, a branching sunflower. So I want to do branching sunflowers in the cut flower garden because I want to cut the sunflowers, and if I have a single stem sunflower, then I'm only going to get one. I'm going to get a really good one, but only one, and I'd rather have less than them. This is Lemonade. This one was like a pale yellow one, very pretty. This one is Valentine sunflower. This one is Gold Double sunflower. I think that was it. And then I also picked up some of this Hopi Red Dye Amaranth. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate the amaranth with the sunflowers, just kind of in a row on the very back of the cut flower garden. I think that that will be really, really pretty. And then again, I have my corn that I am going to be planting around the propane tank. So while I'm working in the center island, you might see Jason in the background because he is working on drip irrigation today. So it's so funny because when, before he started coming and working for the channel, before he left his healthcare job, he had no idea how to do drip irrigation. I did 100% of the drip irrigation in our properties, our last garden and this garden. And now he's so good at it. I mean, he's so good, and it's so great because that means I don't have to do all of it. So my point for saying that is you can learn. It is a learnable skill. You know, you can figure it out. It sounds more complicated than it actually is. So he will be working on that. I'm going to get started. We're both really excited because it's been triple digits the past week or so. And today it's only supposed to get up to 88 degrees. So, okay, so I planted the amaranth and I planted all the sunflowers that I got from Fanula. I hope you all saw there were multiple seedlings in each amaranth pot. So I just went ahead and I separated them, and now I have tons of amaranth seedlings. So I think I'm going to start planting those around the greenhouse in the back. And then I put my big girl pants on, I sucked it up, and I pinched my flowers, which I know it's what I should do anyway. It takes some guts to do that because, you know, you see that first bloom coming and you want to see it so badly, but you know, I know that if you pinch your flowers now, you're going to have so many more blooms down the line. So I went through and I pinched all my flowers. I thinned out the ones that needed thinning out, and they're all looking good. Well, most of them are looking good. I do have some that look like they have nutrient deficiencies. Let me show you. Like, look at that. Now, I don't think that the soil in this area is fantastic, and I didn't amend the whole thing. All I did was in every planting hole, I put some 50-50 mix, which is 50% compost, 50%, yes, that's Monty. He loves being in the camera. He loves being in the shot. Anytime I press record, he comes around. You silly dog. So as I was saying, I planted all these seedlings. I basically dug my hole and then I put 50-50 mix in, and then I planted the seedlings in there. And I don't think that that was enough. I think I should have put more compost and more nutrients in. So I think I'll come through and I'll top dress with some land and seed compost. But right now I have to go thin my pumpkin seedlings, and then I also want to make sure that I get those corn seeds planted today. All right, so I'm taking a little break under the orange tree. I got all of the corn seeds planted, all of the pumpkins thinned out, all of the flowers thinned out, all of the flowers pinched, which I'm very proud of myself for doing. And then I've got the sunflowers and the amaranth all planted. So doing pretty good. I'm pretty much done with everything I wanted to do on the flower field. I did want to tell you all that I have a new neighbor. I kept going in and out of the house, and this little bird kept flying away for some reason. And then I realized she made a nest, and she made a nest in my wreath, which is kind of annoying because it's like now we can't use that door for a couple weeks, but that's okay. It's very cute, and I'm excited to have little babies, little bird babies. So I will be watching her and trying to stay far away. I took that one shot of her going in there, and then I'm going to leave her alone. And then as I'm sitting here, I did notice that I do have ants on my orange tree. So you can see these ants, they're going up and down. They're all over the place right here. And it's not necessarily the ants that are bad. The ants aren't really going to harm the tree, but what the ants do, the ants like to eat the honeydew, the excrement from other pests that do like to harm the tree, like aphids. And so ants will actually protect aphids. They will actually protect them from other predators and keep them alive so that they can eat their excrement. It's very gross. So to get rid of the aphids, actually what you want to do is you want to get rid of the ants, which is really, really easy. You just want to put a sticky trap around the trunk of the orange tree or whatever tree you have ants on. And so I bought this stuff off on Amazon. I just ordered it. And basically what you do is you wrap a piece of saran wrap around the trunk of the tree, and then you spread that sticky stuff all over the trunk. The ants will climb up like they're doing now, and then they'll get stuck in that sticky trap. So it's pesticide free, chemical free. It's really easy, and it really takes care of any issues, any future issues that you would have in your trees. When you notice ants, you kind of know you're probably going to have an issue later on in the season because those ants are going to protect those pests. So when that stuff gets here, I will show you guys how I'm going to put it on the tree. I do want to put it high enough so that Monty doesn't get to it. I don't know if he's going to like it, but I don't trust him. So I'll put it high enough where he can't reach it. And then that should help with whatever issues I might have going on in the street, because there's a reason those ants are going up there, you know? So yeah, so no issues right now. Like the tree looks perfectly healthy, but you know, it's just when I see ants climbing up a tree, it's like, okay, I got to take care of that. At my last property, I had a beautiful crepe myrtle in the front yard, and we often had ants climbing up and down that tree. And then later on in the season, we would have crepe myrtle aphids, and we would have if you notice stickiness underneath your tree, like everything kind of has like a layer of sap on it. It's actually honeydew from aphids or other pests, and that means the poop, and that means that you have an infestation in your tree. And so you can spray for the aphids, but really it's the ants that are protecting them. So if you just take care of the ants, nature will take care of the rest of the issue, rest of the problem, and then you don't have to spray anything on your tree. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this. I'm glad I got a lot of stuff done. Jason's right behind the camera and he's working on irrigation, which makes me very happy. I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.